PR 600, the Student Profile Report, provides a detailed summary for each selected student, displaying their demographic information, academic history, history of school attendance, and MCAS performance. For high school students, this report also displays the student's competency determination status for each content area. While many other reports show aggregated information, or lists of individual student information, this report has the most information about each student in one place, providing a robust, in-depth view of an individual student's experience in public school in Massachusetts. While it can be run on its own, it can also be accessed as a drill-through from many other reports, providing greater context to understand the data in those reports. Click each of the questions on screen to learn more about the report. The Student Profile Report provides a comprehensive report for a single student or a group of students selected. It is only available to individuals who have been granted student-level access by their district, and only allows users to view students in their particular school. The report can be viewed either in HTML or as a PDF, and is formatted to print well if, for example, you want to bring a copy to a meeting about a student. First, select whether you want to see students your district has claimed or students from your last SIMS collection. SIMS is the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education's Student Information Management System, which collects student data from all districts in the Commonwealth 3 times each school year. You have 2 different prompts pages to choose from. The basic prompt page will give you the choices you see here. The SACID list prompt page is simpler and allows you to paste in a series of state-assigned student identification numbers to make your student selection. You might take the basic approach if you know a student's grade or demographics, or want multiple students who share a common demographic. But SACID might be quicker if you have a list of specific students you want to learn more about. On the basic prompt page, you next select the district, the school, and the student grade level. You will need to use the Reprompt button to see a list of students to choose from. You can select one or multiple students, up to 1,000, by clicking on their names in the box. You can select all, or hold the Control key to select specific students. You can select students here, or you will have the opportunity to further filter your options by demographic and program status on the next page. Next, you will have the option to choose what information you want displayed for each student in this profile report. You may choose all or some of the following sections: most recent SIMS, school attendance history, end-of-year courses, MCAS history, access for ELLs, and MEPA history. Note that course data will not include information on courses taken from out of state, or certain coursework, such as credit recovery work, that is not reported to the state. When you're done selecting, click Next. Additional filters to narrow the group of students from which to choose will allow you to identify students of a particular subgroup or program status. You may choose to filter by race or ethnicity, gender, economic status, disability status, ELL status, and Title I status. As an example, from an original group of 495 students identified at a given grade level, using filters for Hispanic or Latino, male, low-income students who were not disabled or in the ELL program, the number of students to choose from shrunk to 52. The resulting screen will show you a list of students that you can choose from to display on your report, and you can select up to 1,000 students at a time. However, this report provides a lot of information to digest, so you may want to run for just a few students at a time. When you're finished selecting, click Finish. The report that is produced can be a very long document, and is best read on your computer screen or as a PDF. It is not suited for export to Excel, since the data is not in columns or sortable. Exporting to a PDF file allows you to print a multiple-page report for each student that is selected. Whether you chose to read your report on screen or as a PDF file, each section and column of information is clearly identified. Each page of the report includes information for one student, identified through his or her name and unique SACID number. Following that are the various sections for which data was requested on the prompt page. In this report, the first section is the most recent SIMS information for each reporting period, followed by the history of school attendance, which also includes discipline data and information on special education and ELL identification, if appropriate. This section is followed by end-of-year courses and marks. MCAS history for each year and each subject area, and competency determination or CD status in each content area. You can look closer at each data section to see the plethora of information that is provided. When viewing on the computer, most reports will contain multiple pages, and you may need to use the Page Up and Page Down buttons in the bottom left-hand corner. If you choose to export to a PDF file, the resulting report will come in multiple pages and fit on a letter-size sheet of paper for printing. Due to the student-level information in this report, the information should be accessed and shared with caution. Follow guidelines established in your district according to FERPA, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. In general, the only individuals who should use this report are those with direct educational responsibility for the students represented in the report. Access to these data will be determined by administrators in your district. When looking at the data found in this report, it is helpful to develop a list of questions to guide you through the process. Here are some questions that you may find helpful to begin, but you'll want to individualize your own questions based on your own needs and interests. As a school administrator, you may need to provide your guidance counselors with printed reports to share with parents and students when they hold graduation planning meetings in the beginning of the junior year. If your question is, what is the best way to provide a report for a meeting with students and parents regarding preparations for graduation and college enrollment? Start with the prompt page and select your district, school, and 11th grade. On the list of 11th grade students, while holding down the Control key on your keyboard, select those students for which you need a report. If you want to print for all, simply use the Select All button. Select the sections of data you want to display, and hit Next. If you don't need to further filter your selections, you can choose Select All and hit Finish. The report will come in multiple pages on your screen. To print a copy for each individual student meeting, use the PDF format in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and a new window will open with a printable report for each student selected. Note that the appearance is a little different between the on-screen and PDF format, but the information is still presented clearly and in the same order. When analyzing this report, you can look at the students' courses and assess the level of coursework they have been taking and where they are doing well. You can also view their competency determination status and determine if the student is on track to meet state and local graduation requirements. Using this report, you are provided with a lot of information that can support your work with these students. Once you've fully explored this report and analyzed the data you found there, you'll want to plan next steps. Looking at the student assessment history reports in Edwin will help you analyze further students' performance as you look for more detail in each assessment. These reports include PE 613, the Assessment History Summary, and PE 606, Assessment Detail. PE 613 provides MCAS achievement history for an individual student. The report displays subject test history by test, grade, district and school, test status, raw and scaled score, achievement level, and SGP. It gives you the opportunity to drill through to PE 606, the Assessment Detail Report. PE 606 displays ELA, Math, and Science MCAS achievement, giving scaled score, SGP, and achievement level for the selected student, and breaks down the results by percent correct, question type, and standards. This informs teachers about an individual's strengths and weaknesses, and allows them to compare individual student results to school, district, and statewide results. Both of these reports are available in one student per page and roster output, which is suitable for export to other systems. You may also want to look at the Early Warning Indicator System student list, EW601, for a snapshot of the recent experience of a student or group of students. This report provides a list of basic student information, along with the risk indicators used in the ESE-EWIS model and the resulting risk levels of not achieving their next educational outcome for current students.